Hi, my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. Bear with me here today. I literally just recorded 20 minutes of footage for none of my audio to have recorded with it. And I think it's because I have my YouTube playing on my TV, but I also had my phone app YouTube connected to it, and so it didn't record a single piece of what I recorded audio wise. Anyways, I just cleaned up my den, library room, we'll call it that. Um, so what better of a time than to do a tour? So to preface this, I'm a very cozy person, as you can kind of already see. So you're gonna see lots of blankets, lots of stuffed animals, lots of cats. There is one, two, three, four, five, six cats in the room with me right now. I have 12, if you're wondering. I just actually moved to Colorado and we have been in this house for a little over 3 months and I love it. Some of it, most of it. One part I don't love is the room that I'm in actually does not have a vent for like air. That doesn't have an air vent in here. So I constantly have a fan going and this is only one of two rooms that doesn't have said vent. Um we have like two living rooms. This is my living room. We actually just kind of like separated rooms. There is another living room right under me. And that's my wife's den. So where she plays games, watches her football games, that kind of thing. And up here is where the magic happens. It's where the books are. It's where my desk is, the big couch. So let's get into it. Also, shout out to one of my new besties, B. She found me this mug because she knew that when all the new Care Bear stuff just came out, like for Halloween, the mug was the only thing I couldn't find, and she freaking found it for me. And I am so grateful because I wanted it so bad. I'm such a mug girl. Okay, so I'm actually going to show you first like what it looks like when you walk in like the doorway of this living room. So you go to the left and there's all my shelves, and then there's the sectional, there's my desk. I am a small business owner and I'm about to start college again. So there's my desk and then some more books and my son's books. And then right there is the doorway. Okay, said doorway. That's where I'm at. We have my Pennywise and my Scream poster. Scream 1 is the best one. If you want to argue with me, I'm not going to argue back because I feel like everybody knows the first one's the best one. Anyways, Scream and It are my favorite horror movies aside from Silent Hill. You can't find stuff for that movie, so you're going to see a lot of these too. Okay? And then you go over here. This is just a stack of blankets and one of my big Care Bears. Fun fact, I'm a Care Bear lover. I have been since I was a little girl. Um but my mother traumatized me. I had like almost every single Care Bear under the sun and then she made me get rid of them. So I am recollecting as a 27-year-old adult and I really don't care. I don't. Okay, really quickly I'm going to show you these shelves. This is kind of like my crafty little corner that I have going on. Down here this little cube is for my cats. They have toys in it, a harness, a leash. They go outside. I have my colored pencils, my markers, my junk journal stuff, my actual junk journal. Hold on, I got to show you the cover because I'm actually really proud of it and I think it's so cute and pink and girly. Um, and then I have my beadwork for my shop because I actually make like Kindle and like phone bracelets. So here's all my beads and like my charms, that type of stuff. And then I have like another little Care Bear cube down here because I have a lot of Care Bear stuff. And this isn't actually all of it. My favorite is Grumpy Bear, and most of my Grumpy Bear stuff is in my bedroom. Um, so yeah, and then I have like a pile of Squishmallows right here. These are my Halloween Squishmallows that I've been collecting for a few years. Halloween and fall is my favorite time. So I'm actually still so salty about my audio not recording because like I've already done all this stuff. Like I've already recorded it. Anyways, so up there I have a bunch of Care Bears, of course. And then right here is kind of, these are my Dream Harbor books that I have not read, but I'm buddy reading with my best friend at the end of this year and the beginning of next year. Um, And then I got this cute little candy corn guy at Target in the baby section. Um, I've seen that people are like calling him like a cheaper version of like the Jelly Cats. I don't know how true that is because I don't know how much those are. But this guy's really soft and cozy. I can imagine for a baby, you would sleep really good for that with that. And I got a cute little bear that was $2 at Walmart last year. And then these books, they're randomly here. They are. My Switch was on top of these books. I didn't turn around because they are sprayed edge, like just colors. Um, and so they needed a new home because I just put my Switch on a shelf over here that you'll see here in a little bit. So they were put right here. And then a couple more of my little baby Halloween squishmallows. And then also, sorry for sniffling. I'm getting a little sick. um Down here is just kind of like some of my newer fantasies that I've like gotten. Um or let's say I had the first book and I just bought the second book and I didn't have room with it where it was, so they made their way over here. So basically this is just a new fantasy shelf, and then another little $2 bear, and then this little vase that says once upon a time. I got it at Five Below and it is so freaking cute. Is it not? Okay, and then right here, these two shelves are most of my colorful LGBTQIA plus books. I just think that they look really good together. So I have my Ashley Herring Blake, Allison Conkren, Rachel Lacey, some of my favorite authors for this genre section. Um, there's down here's no rhyme or reason. I got my Pride candle. I have this little rainbow crystal and my oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My Denver Pride 50th anniversary pin from 2024. And then fun fact, Crybaby is one of my favorite movies of like all time. And I actually don't like movies where it's like a musical or they're singing in it. Like I despise singing in movies, but I love Crybaby. And I found a Wade Walker vinyl pop. Love him. I love him so much. I snatched him up right away. Another fun fact is that my grandma is like in love with Johnny Depp, and she has been since I was like not even alive, okay? I grabbed her before him. I grabbed him before her. And she still calls me a little witch because I grabbed him. And she's getting him for Christmas. She's not going to watch my YouTube videos, but she's getting him for Christmas. I'm going to buy him for her. So anyways, okay, so randomly up here, I just have some sprayed edge fantasy books, dark romance books. I just thought they looked really pretty like this because I don't show off the sprayed edges like I used to, but I really liked putting these ones all together because like they're just so beautiful. So we get some fantasy, like this is Hooked and Scarred by Emily McIntyre. And where those books are, I didn't have room. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna do it. Got a little black cat. This little bat, I got with the little candy corn guy. He's cute. And then over here, sorry, you can't really see me, is some thriller mystery books. I have a whole bookshelf over there that we're going to get to eventually. That is like the whole bookshelf is thriller mystery books. I've ran out of room, so I had to add another shelf. So this is the start of that shelf. And then over here is my Jennifer Lynn Barnes shelf. Literally all just her. Um, and I'm going to need another shelf because Miss Jennifer has a lot going on. She has more books coming out. She just had a couple books re-release yesterday. I'm like, girl, I love you for that. Um, and then I have my picture when I met her. I printed it out and I put it up here with the books. Um, the only ones I haven't read is Little White Lies and Deadly Little Scandals. I don't even know what the little series is called, but I have it. And then this one's really random. Here are some of my indie authors that I have arc read for right here. You have not read the Blind Rebel series. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Okay? You got to read it. I'm going to like put a little graphic up here because you have to read the series. And then just like I don't even know what these are called. Hannah Grace's little series, like hockey series. Don't know what it's called. Those ones, and then Catherine Cow's little series. I got some of her books. Okay, so that my TV is right here. If you are imagining where we're at from the beginning when I showed you the whole room, this is the TV. So this is in the middle. Right here, I have my white Twilight books back here, and then I have a couple holders for my bookmarks. My best friend had this one. I think she ordered it off Etsy, like it was made. And then my Great Gatsby one, some Halloween decor, obviously. And in this little guy, he actually has a Great Gatsby book. It's a pin, but I had to I just put it in his lap. I was like, I literally have to. I'm obsessed with The Great Gatsby. It is one of my favorite movies. It's one of my favorite books. I have like 5 copies all up in this area. I got one right here. I got like another one right here. And then up top, I have more of like my banned books. So that's like To Kill a Mockingbird, The Handmaid's Tale, The Book Thief, Kamala Harris's book. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. I think that I am. I struggle with it and I apologize. Okay. And then I got my Hunger Games books. And then right here is my Emily Henry. And then we have Alicia Thompson, which she is one of my favorite contemporary romance authors. If you have not read anything by her, please do. I love her books. And she writes in third person, I believe it is. And I don't fuck with third person. I struggle with it really bad. But she does amazing. So then this is just more random like romance books. And then down here I have my Ali Hazelwood. Um, just really random. Got some more random stuff right here. Over here, I have a couple more copies of The Great Gatsby because I find a new copy and I'm like, immediately you're coming home with me. I don't make the rules. I do, but okay. And then we're down here. I'm on the floor. Um, More random. And then these books down here are like the ones that I had in like my youth. I'd say probably like junior high. I mean, obviously not where the crawdads sing. Like some of them aren't. And like I'm glad my mom died. But I have like Goosebumps down here. Like I have some of the original Goosebumps books. They're not in great shape. Um, I got them from a library sale apparently because they have the stuff on the side of them. Um, yeah, so these are like my youth. These are the ones that actually came with me. I lost a lot of books from my youth because I moved from my mom's house to my dad's house. So I basically in high school I had to restart like my whole entire life. Like I left with a couple trash bags of clothes and that's literally it. Um but I did end up getting these. I think my mom had still had them. So I got some of them back. Okay, we are more than halfway through. Up here is my poetry. Most of my poetry. I have some like in random places because I have bought a little bit more. Um, I used to really love reading poetry. I don't read it as much anymore because honestly, poetry books just really hit when you're a sad girl. And I have not been a sad girl because I am medicated. So sad girl no more. I don't get the blues as often anymore, which is a good thing because your girl's bipolar and you don't want that. You don't want that. Anyways, but poetry has such a big place in my heart because it got me through some really, really hard times in my life. So, of course, they're on the top right under my TV. Um, and then right here, I just have some dark romance. This is my favorite. Well, one of my favorite like fall witchy books is Small Town Big Magic. It is literally one of my favorite books. I was kind of let down by the other two in the series, but like this is like my number one recommendation for like fall books and people don't actually love it as much as me. So like I'm in my head, I'm like, should I like reread this? Like is it really that good? I don't know. Just ignore that. Um and then right here I have my HD Carlton, which I don't have Phantom because the actual printed cover is the one that I don't want. The ebook cover is supposed to end up in a print cover. So basically, I'm just waiting for that. That's it. Also, shout out that Shallow River is my favorite HD Carlton book. I love it so much, and I feel like it is so underrated. It is my favorite. That's all you need to know about me, honestly, is that's one of my favorite books ever. Um, and then right here I have a bunch of Jennifer Hartman books, some fantasy in there, some dark romance in there. These middle shelves I don't love. I just don't really know how else to set up my bookshelves at the moment. So they're just gonna stay like this because I don't have the energy to figure out something else. I'm gonna move you a little bit. And then right here I have some more like dark romance and my guilty pleasure series right here. I don't know what they're called, but I love these books. I don't know. So just more random little stuff. I've been collecting books for a very long while, and actually before my move, I purged a bunch. And then I got here and I finally live around like a Barnes and Noble, a Target, a Tattered Cover. Like I've never lived by any of those shops my whole entire life. So I've done some shopping because I've never had the opportunity to just go to Barnes and Noble once a week and go shopping. And you know what? I do that, okay? I do that. Anyways, that's actually not supposed to be there. That's my TBR jar. um so this is where my fantasy kind of starts. It's really random. I got the Belladonna series down here behind my typewriter, and then the Powerless series. The typewriter I have above my Divine Rivals because obviously, like if you know, you know. So that's kind of why that's there. This little candle and this mug. Um, this is my new Build-A-Bear. I named her Roxy. I named her after Zodiac Academy. Again, if you know, you know. And then I have a little. Here's my Switch. And then I got some little decor. I just hung this up, like I just said. And then I have a Mickey Funko Pop. I think I called Crybaby a Vinyl Pop earlier. That's a Funko Pop, Alexis. Jesus. Anyways, I got a Minnie, and then I got a Mickey and Minnie Duck up there because my favorite game to play in the Switch is Dreamlight Valley. And if you've ever played it, you know what I'm talking about. Mickey and Minnie's like little story, like because Mickey is one of the first people that you get in the game, and his like journey to like finding Minnie was so heartbreaking and sweet at the same time. And so I low-key fell in love with Mickey and Minnie. And that's why I have them now. And then I just got some bookends. They're cute, they're pink, they're rose, just random. So then I have my gosh, I can't remember what they're called. Divine Rivals, Ruthless Vows, and then my Once Upon a Broken Heart series. Love them. When the Moon Hatched. I'll get there eventually. I'm pretty sure I own the ebook. I just need to read it. Okay, we're almost done with this. The cubes. Okay, so then I have my Rina Kent, the Legacy of God series, and if you're wondering, God of Fury is in fact my favorite. I love them. I do have Kiss the Villain out right now. I'm currently actually listening to that as an audiobook. Otherwise, that would be over here. And then my like these are the indie covers of Legacy of Gods. Oh, one of my lights just died. How wonderful. Then these are the new sprayed editions of it. And then I have some of the oh my god, what is it called? The Cruel King. Okay, the first gen of like most of these characters. I don't know why I'm blanking so bad, but I am. And then I have my Emily McIntyre down here. Like I said, I didn't have room over here for the new special editions, so that's why they're over there, because this is why. And then I have some more witchy books over here. And then my Plated Prisoner series, which my best friend met Raven and she got me a signed copy, a personalized signed copy for me. So I'm forever grateful for that. So they're kept right here. Okay, I cannot believe my light died, but honestly, I kind of can because these lights do not last. I love my tripod, but my lights do not last. Anyways, okay, so we're at the last two shelves, I promise. So up here, I just have the Jane Austen little set. I've never read them, but they're really pretty, and I eventually do want to read them. I did just find this cute ass little puzzle at Target the other day. It's cute. I'll get there eventually. And then we have my Boys of Tommen series. Love them. And if you don't know me, my favorite series in the whole entire world is Zodiac Academy. So that's what all of this is. These are all the indie copies, the ones I have annotated and tabbed. These are the new copies, and then the Lux editions that the sisters are putting out themselves. And then another fact, if you don't know me, my my favorite series is Zodiac Academy, but my favorite author is Penelope Douglas. I love them. I love almost everything that they have written. My favorite though is Tris Six Venom. If you can't see this, my friend B likes to come over and kind of just laugh at me because how ridiculous this is. This shelf alone probably cost close to $500, if not a little bit more, and I don't regret it, honestly. um, I spent a lot on it, but it's my favorite. It's like my favorite book ever. Um, and then these are all my Devil's Night series copies. I am dying for the original covers. Those are the ones I don't have, but I want them so desperately. Okay. And then we have my third Penelope Douglas shelf. This one houses my Punk 57 and Five Brothers, which I love Punk 57. Punk 57 was actually the first Penelope Douglas book that I had ever read. So it kind of really started my pen journey. I love bully romance. I have found out, apparently. Um, and then we move down here. Here's some more of my indie authors. I arc read for Ashley for this whole series. And then if you have not read This Blood That Binds Us series by S.L. Coakley, you need to. I'm like in a really hardcore, I'm a slut for some vampires, so if you are too, then you need to read these ones because they're really good. And then down here, a little further, I just have some more fantasy, like some duets, or not even actually, some fantasy books, okay, right here. And then the House of Night series, which is another series from my childhood. Um, Again, vampires. I love them. These have such a spot in my heart. I need to reread them one day. I think that they are actually finally like getting a series adapted, so that would be really exciting to reread before watching it. Okay, you remember I told you not too long ago that I have like a whole mystery thriller bookshelf? Okay, that's this one. That is this one right here. It's random mostly. A lot of my favorites I tried to keep up top, but that ended up just not working. I don't know what I'm doing. Um, so I have some Rectalk Ross right here, one of my favorite thriller authors. Uh, so quite a bit of my favorites are actually up top. And then we move down here. Here's like most of my Stephen King collection. I have the Green Mile books over there. I actually have the ones where it is like the six little books. Um, but they're over there with the Care Bears to be specific. And then just here we actually also kind of get into like some gothic books, but like gothic horror. And just randomly, I found this little thing at Target. Isn't it so cute? I fudged up and I deleted footage that I didn't save. Anyways, here are my Natasha Preston books. Um, I want to say I love her books, but I'm very on the fence. I love some of them. I hate some of them. I will still continue to buy every book she writes, though. Do with that what you will. We got some mystery thrillers, no rhyme or reason. This shelf, however, is super freaking random. I mean random. Um, my friend B that I mentioned, she's the one that got me the Care Bear mug. She also got me this ghost face because she knows how I love ghost face. My best friend gave me this little picture thing. I think someone drew it. I got that in my advent calendar last year. And then she's also giving me this little dinosaur chicken nugget because I love dinosaur chicken nuggets. That's all there is to it. And then I have this um, pod, this pea pod. There's two peas in it. I actually bought them with three peas, but I took one out and gave the other one to my cats. And then she also has one, so has two peas because we're two peas in a pod. We're literally almost like the same person. Actually, it's kind of crazy. My embosser, I have a cup back here that says read more books that my son's bonus mom got me. Like I said, super random. I have a Dracula right here. He's a little Funko Pop, and he came with his little house. So there's Dracula in there. Again, vampires. Pride cup mug full of bookmarks. I got the Mindfuck series back here. I have an extra copy of Zodiac Academy Cursed Fates. It is my favorite one, but super random. Uh, my Alexia Onyx books, which I love those. If you have not read that series, like please do. It's come out, and Warmer Colder, Alexia Onyx. They're like part paranormal dark romance books, and they're perfect for fall. And then just some more horror, thriller, mystery books over here. Okay, and we are at the bottom of the shelf. So this is where my Freedom McFadden books hang out. Yeah. And then I got some hardcovers down here, hardcover thriller books. And then over here, just another random stack of thriller mystery books. Would you ever guess? And then my one of my Punchkins, that's he says, I like my thrillers dark and twisty. I love him. And then I have this ginormous lamb chop that I just bought my dog. My dog doesn't play with toys, but it was really cute. Okay, and then we are at one corner of my couch. I'm sorry, I'm here in the actual corner. Um, this cat is blue. That one is Anakin. So he is named after Zodiac Academy, and she's named after Star Wars. Her name is Anakin Skywalker. Um, she has a brother named Darth Vader. He's black, and I actually think that's Blue's sister up there. Like I said, Squishmallows. I have blankets on this couch like a lot because I don't like leather. And this couch is leather and it's also brown. And I also don't like the color brown. Would you ever guess? So super random, but I love being so cozy. So I've decorated to be cozy. Like obviously the middle, obviously. I actually really love bat squishmallows. Like I love to actually collect those ones. Halloween stuff. This uh his name's actually Darius. He's a dragon. Yes, I know he's not gold, but that is like one of my favorite squishmallows. My favorite squishmallow is actually Cam. You know, you know. Um and then right here's my little coffee table that I got going on here. It's just a bunch of randomness. I'll just be giving you a little bit of a close up right quick. That one is blue, like I said. Annie. That's Annie. Anakin. Oh, yeah. And that one's Vega. She's sleeping. Crowley. He wants to get stepped on. And then this is Snowball. This is my first cat I ever got. And then up in this corner, obviously, I have some ghost face masks. And I have this little It vinyl type thing up here. And then my wife actually got me this thing. I can't remember the store, but we got it at the mall here, and I absolutely love it. And then this is where I kind of chill out on the couch, obviously. And that is Cam. That little, yeah, that's Cam. He's adorable. He's my favorite squishmallow ever. Okay, we're still doing a little bit of a tour here. This is my desk area, obviously. More Ghostface and Pennywise. Also G-Eazy because that's my man. And I know, y'all hate what he did to Halsey. I get it. I'm not saying he's the perfect man, okay? That's not what I'm saying. This one's Ollie. This is my absolute baby of a cat. And then I got my record player over here. Um, there's some more of my shop stuff. Here's some of my bookmarks. And then I have more. What would you ever guess? More Pennywise and Ghostface. Yeah. And then I have some more fantasy books over here. Got most of my SJM books over here. I got my Rebecca Yaros. Um, Mailers. My favorite is Nesta, if you can't tell. And then over here is actually my son's books. I actually really like his books with mine. So, yeah, that's what we decided to do. And that is really all. There's my TV. I always listen to this kind of stuff. I don't even know what it's called, but it literally puts me to sleep. I actually sleep with it on every night. It's embarrassing, but I do. Yeah, that is my den, book room, whatever you want to call it, because I genuinely don't know what to call it. But thank you for watching.